Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Mat Chat, and this is episode 337 of the podcast. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I on Thursdays today? Well, in the state of New York, we had two spring breaks. We had one for Easter, and we're going to have one for Pesach or Passover. I say Pesach because it's I'm trying to be respectful towards the Jewish people. So I try to say it as authentic as possible. So forgive me, but I will give you the other terms and stuff like that. So my son, I had asked him, I said, do you want to come home during Easter or Pesach or Passover? He goes, I want to come home on the second. So I'm like, okay, so he's coming home from tomorrow till the 23rd. So I am not going to be able to go live on Friday at 2 p.m. because I'll be with him and spending time with him and being a mom. And so I'm going to announce my scheduling, and I will put it in on Twitter and X and here on YouTube for Dynasty coverage. As soon as Collision goes off the air tomorrow, I'm going to, not tomorrow, Saturday, I will be going live with my preview and predictions with AEW Dynasty 2024. And then right after uh, the, uh, the, the pay-per-view, I'm going to go live with the review. I know I'm nuts, but I got no other choice because my son will be home. So that is that. I do want to shout out somebody, and I'm really thrilled. He's actually from England, and I want to get onto my chats. He's on Instagram, and his name is Glitch, GL apostrophe TCH. His name is James, and he does edits, and I wanted to shout him out. I'm actually going to show uh a sample of his work, which if you could see right here. um he does all WWE and AEW, and he does all these edits and some of Eminem and everything like that. His name is James. Please follow him. Let me make sure that I'm getting um his handle right. It's Glitch Art Works with the Z. So it's GLITCHARTWORKS. What I'm going to do is, after this, I'm going to tag him, not tag him, I'm going to um actually I'm going to share this profile, share it on X, post. Please follow, and it will be pinned to the top of my X account, Twitter account. So go follow him over there. He is an amazing guy. He's really cool. He's from England, and he's really a great guy. So I don't know if he's on Twitter. He'll let you know. But if you want to edit, do some business with him, you're more than welcome to do it. So his name is, it's Glitch Art Works with a Z. He's an amazing guy, and I would love it if you could go follow him. Tell him, if you get into his DMs, tell him that I sent you from Mel's Mat Chat. Mel, he'll know who I'm talking about. So that is that. Please go follow him and everything. Speaking of following, can you please go follow me on Instagram, uh, Instagram, Threads, X/Twitter, TikTok, and Cameo. You want to, me to drop some news? You want me to, get a little spicy? You could get me out on there. I am revamping my new Snapchat. I'm trying to come up with another name because I can't use Mel's Mat Chat because they took the last one away. So it might be something like real Mel's Mat Chat or something like that. So, go and also I'm going to upgrade it to a business account and that'll be business and everything. But I'm not going to be doing too much spicy stuff over there. You're going to see like what I do on a daily basis and, um, basically checking in and, promoting stuff like coming up and whatnot. So I'm going to use that for that. And, but please follow me on everything else, which is Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X/TikTok, /Twitter, and please go check me out on Cameo. So that is that. Please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live, upload a video or do a short, you will all know about it. Please do me a favor and also go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beater essentials. They're doing some really good stuff there, and the company is doing some great things for the community. If you want to get the artillery to murder your thirst, go check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Visit their website for all your artillery to murder your thirst. You have spring water, unflavored flavored sparkling water, iced tea, and they have sports packs to make your drinks a sports drink. So go check that out at liquiddeath.com. If you're a coffee aficionado and you want to try the world's strongest coffee with the lowest acidic rate, please do me a favor. Go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. And if you're into skulls or anything gothic, a match made in hell or heaven, whatever the case may be. Please also go check out House of Glory and House of Glory, HOGwrestling.net. And they are having some events coming up, which are as followed. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, Casa del Gloria. Laredo Kid will be in action. House of Glory World's Heavyweight Champion will defend his title, Mike Santana versus Psycho Clown. Sexy Star versus Violet. Penta El Zero Miedo versus Phoenix. May 24th, The War Within. Ken Broadway challenges AJ Francis to a 3-on-3 match. Matt Riddle was just announced for that event. Please go also check out Saturday, May 25th, Boston. El Hilo Vikingo may be there. I don't know. He may be doing an appearance. I have no idea. Mustafa Ali is going to be Mike Santana and Alec Price. So get all your tickets and all the information will be on the website of hogwrestling.net and it will be on Thriller. So go check that out, which I am going to be watching La Casa del Gloria on May 5th. So, mark your calendars. Also, one other thing, when Clash of the Castle Backlash comes up, and it will be on the 4th of May. Because I have to see my son, you're going to get the preview predictions on Friday. So that Thursday will be the podcast. So Thursday will be the podcast. Friday will be the preview predictions right after SmackDown around 10:15. And then as soon as it's either over or I get home, you will get the review up as soon as possible. So that's that. I will be putting everything on my X and my on here. So go follow along. All right, let's get this party crack-a-lackin'. I want to address this. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in AEW, but it seriously needs to change. And as fast as it got together, as fast as it's going to go. And they were reporting, Forbes says it's like a $2 billion company. Where $2 billion? I don't think so. No. So that will be that. Let's get into these run throughs. I'm gonna because there is going to be a preview and prediction for Dynasty. You will get in this the last week's Rampage and last week's Collision with Battle of the Belts right afterwards, and then we're going to go right into Raw and SmackDown. And then what I am going to do, if where in the hell is the draft? The draft is coming up for WWE. I believe when is the WWE draft in 2024? It'll be the 26th. So, where in the hell? Okay. All right. So next week, I will be giving you my top 10 to go to place on SmackDown and whatnot. And since NXT is involved, they're going to be getting some love from me, and I'm going to place that. They're going to be when I pick from them. 5 of them is going to go to SmackDown, and 5 of them is going to go to Raw. When I do, screw it, I'll do 15 each. If I can get 15 from NXT that I know, which I really don't know. So I'm going to try my best and everything like that. So just bear with me. Come on. Thank you. Okay. We are going to start off with Rampage. And the reason why I'm putting AEW first is because they got a pay-per-view this weekend. So I'm giving them love like I did WrestleMania and everything. Speaking of WrestleMania, go check out all the content on my channel. There's plenty of it, including nights 1 and 2 review of WrestleMania 40, plus much more. So go check that out. All right, Rampage was coming from the Charleston Coliseum in Charleston, West Virginia. All right, we started off with Dark Order's Alex Reynolds versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Reynolds and Silver taunted Orange by hugging in front of him. Cassidy knocked Silver off the apron and connected with a DDT to Reynolds. Orange followed up with Tobe Suicida to Reynolds, and Orange whipped Reynolds into the steel ring steps. Orange threw Silver into the barricade. Back in the ring, Reynolds intercepted the Orange punch and rocked Orange with an elbow strike. Silver smashed Orange with a brainbuster on the floor while the ref was distracted by Reynolds. The fans chanted, "Freshly squeezed, freshly squeezed." Reynolds wiped out Cassidy with a running back elbow. Reynolds followed up with a hanging neck breaker for a near fall. I'm surprised that Chuck Taylor isn't out here. He's kind of in the middle of all this, said Tony Schiavone. Orange got to his feet, stomped a mud hole into Reynolds. Orange followed up with a diving crossbody. Reynolds countered a DDT attempt with a cradle for a near fall. Reynolds spiked Orange with a stuffed pile driver. Reynolds has wrestled a great match, said Tony Schiavone. Cassidy climbed to the top turnbuckle, but Reynolds distracted the ref again. This time hit Cassidy, causing Cassidy to lose his balance. Reynolds smashed Orange with a big boot in the corner. Reynolds rocked Orange with a stunner off the rope, but Orange managed to kick out. Silver tried for a brainbuster on Orange on the arena floor, but Orange countered with a stun dog millionaire. Reynolds rocketed out of the ring with a tope, but Orange moved out of the way. Reynolds inadvertently flew into Silver. Orange pulped Reynolds with an orange punch, cracked Silver with an orange punch. Orange served up another orange punch on Reynolds and pinned him. Renee Paquette interviewed uh, Orange Cassidy in the ring after the match, wanting to hear Orange after the implosion of the Best Friends last week. Orange, just as Orange was about to address the situation, Trent walked down to the ring. Chuck Taylor got in the ring from the other side, seemingly aligned himself with Orange. Trent backed off, but then Chuck walked out of the ring. This is a very layered situation between former best friends, said Excalibur. Open house rules for the TBS Championship. TBS champion Julia Hart versus legit Layla Hirsch. Open house rules stipulation tonight. Brody King is banned from ringside. Julia lured in Layla and smashed her with an elbow strike. Julia followed up with a hanging neck breaker. Julia battered Layla with a strike in the corner. Layla countered Julia with a tope suicida. Julia lured Layla back in the corner and rolled her up the challenger for the pin. Angela Parker versus Zach Knight. Parker charged at Zach, and Zach made his entrance. Harley and Saraya distracted Parker, creating a diversion. Zach shoved Parker right into the steel ring post. The guy is unhinged, said Chris Jericho. We got news on him. Angela Parker and Ruby Soho are going to have a child together. So congratulations to them. And I'm happy for them. Being a parent is going to be crazy for them. And what the hell? Oh, I'm going to bump up here. It's my hair. It's because of stupid fucking weather. Zach Knight jumped off the guardrail and walloped Parker with a flying forearm. Zach ran Parker's head into the announcer's desk. Angela Parker was busted wide open. Parker got into the ring and Knight landed another string shot. Knight whipped Parker into the turnbuckles. Knight planted Parker with a vertical suplex. Parker turned things around with a corkscrew brainbuster. Parker followed up with a running bulldog and then a flipping neck breaker. Parker spiked Zach with an elevated DDT. Saraya and Harley jumped into the ring apron. The ref had enough and ejected them from ringside. As the ref was dealing with Saraya and Harley, Zach hit Parker with a low blow and then power bomb for a near fall. Zach Knight headbutted Parker. Knight connected with a high boot to Parker's head. I'll take good care of Ruby, yelled Knight. Parker heard and snapped. Parker got to his feet, but Knight delivered a knockout shot and pinned Parker. Zach Knight is victorious in his AEW debut, said Excalibur. Where does Cool Hand go? And Cool Hand Angelo go from here? Wondered Jericho. Main event: Switchblade Jay White versus Matt Sydal. Wow, fucking Jay White. You fucking goddamn could have been at WrestleMania this year. You could have been at WrestleMania. You could be with AJ Styles. You could be with Cody Rhodes. You could have been with them all. You're fucking wrestling Matt Sydal on fucking Rampage. Oh my God, please. Seriously, this is hysterical. Anyway, Sydal was trying for his 50th AEW victory tonight. Sydal took down Jay White with a Hurricane Rana. He followed up with a flying leg lariat on White. Sydal connected with a sliding baseball dropkick and a Meteora off the apron. Jay White chopped Sydal in the chest and then planted Sydal on the apron. Jay White distracted the ref and pretending he was injured while the ref checked on Jay White. The Guns attacked Sydal outside the ring. Jay White hit a snap suplex on Sydal. Switchblade wrenched on Sydal's leg with a dragon screw leg whip. Seidel fired back with a knee strike. Seidel connected with a question mark kick for near fall. Seidel countered a powerbomb attempt with a DDT, but White kicked out at the count of 2. Jay White spiked Seidel with an Uranagi for a near fall. Seidel nailed White with a poison rana. Seidel climbed to the top turnbuckle and went for a meteor, but Jay White stepped back and hit the Blade Runner, scoring the pin on Seidel. Jay White, listen. The Bang Bang Gang, the best three-man team in professional wrestling. I know there's a couple of people, maybe one in particular, just dying to get their hands on the Switchblade and the Switchblade's spotlight. The rivalry between the Bang Bang Gang and the Acclaim rages on, said Excalibur, and that was it. That was it. So we're going to go on to the Collision and Battle of the Belts, which was together on the same show. And that was taking place at the Truist Arena in Highland, Kentucky. And the Dynamite was coming from the Indiana Farmers Coliseum in Indianapolis, Indiana. So we're going to go to Collision and Battle of the Belts. Remember, Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage for this week will be on the preview and predictions on Saturday night around 10:30ish. So, come and join me then. Oh my God, I am so thirsty today. Before we got to the opening match, there was footage from last night in Chicago, Illinois' Windy City riot, where Jon Moxley captured the New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He faced, I believe it was Tetsu Naito. So, that was that. Congratulations to him. Trios match: House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King versus Dante Martin, Action Andretti, and Matt Sydal. Tony, just let them go. Let them get back with their women. I mean, it's ridiculous. Action and Buddy locked up, countering wrist locks on one another. Sydal grabbed a blind tag and cradled Buddy for a 2 count. Malachi entered the fray, but so did Dante Martin, who flipped from the top turnbuckle and crash landed on Malachi. Black listed Action with a pump kick. Brody tagged in and bulldozed Andretti with an assist from Black's kick. Brody suplexed Action and flew through the ropes and wiped out all 3 members of the opposition on the arena floor. Matt Sydal tagged in and scored on Buddy with a leg lariat. He stunned Malachi with a rising knee strike. Brody charged at Sydal, but Sydal saw it and moved out of the way, sending Brody through the ropes onto the arena floor. Black and Matthews double team Sydal, gaining the advantage for their team. I wish they put the trios titles back on them. Where are they right now? Dante took flight, but Malachi caught him and countered. Dante went back up again, but Brody knocked him down this time. Dante staggered Malachi with a kick to the back of the head. Dante went for over the top rope and swan dive onto Brody King. Action tagged in and went for lights, camera, action, but Black escaped. Black moonsaulted off the top and out onto Actions on the floor. The House of Black was served up stereo thrust kicks from Action, Dante, and Sydal. Dante smashed Brody with a frog splash as Brody was trying to pin Action Andretti. The fans chanted AEW, AEW. Sorry. My allergies are kicking my ass today. Andretti hit a 450 splash, but Brody kicked out right out. Sydal attempted a meteor, but Brody shrugged him off and launched launched him into the turnbuckles. Brody blasted Seidel with a running cannonball and some assistance from Black and Matthews and scored a pin victory. Copeland was coming for your head. Copeland, I'm coming for your head, said Brody. Oof. Footage aired from this past Wednesday Dynamite where Chris Jericho went looking for Taz backstage. Jericho, Taz, listen, I want to catch you before you left the building. You saw what happened tonight. I want to explain myself to Hook and let him know I'm trying to do what's right for him. But he won't answer his phone. He won't answer his texts. You know I'm him better than anybody else. Can you do me a favor? Can you ask him if he'll talk to me? Taz, I could try. He's his own man. He does his own thing. He's unpredictable, and I think you pissed him off. Jericho, do me a favor and at least try. I really want to talk to him. Taz, I'll try. Lee Moriarty versus Katsuri Shibata. Anthony Ogogo is on commentary. Moriarty and Shibata train wrestled to start the match. Lee resorted to a kick and Shibata kick to Shibata's abdomen. Shibata took Lee down to the mat and applied a modified figure 4 leg lock. Lee managed to reach the ropes, forcing the ref to break the hold. Outside the ring, Ogogo connected with a shot to Shibata's ribcage as Shane Taylor had ref distracted. Back in the squared circle, Lee chopped Shibata's chest. Shibata absorbed every bit of it and walked and stalked towards Lee Moriarty. Shibata cracked Lee with chops and jabs. Shibata nailed Lee with a running drop kick. Lee blocked a kick and countered with a kick of his own. Shibata dazed Lee with a pump kick. Shibata used a ripcord into a slap, then drilled Moriarty with a PK to the face and pinned Moriarty. After the match, Shane Taylor stomped on Shibata and Hook came down to the ring to even up the odds. Hook sent Lee flying with a suplex. Hook and Shane Taylor had to stare down ahead of their match tonight, and Taylor eventually left the ring with the rest of Shane Taylor Promotions. Blink, this was over, and this was a waste of time. Daniel Garcia versus Angelico. Angelico had an upper hand early on. Garcia rallied back with a figure 4 lock. Angelico reversed it, but Garcia turned back around. Both men rolled to the ropes and began to kick one another. Angelico smoked Garcia with his right hand. Garcia retaliated with a swinging neck breaker. Garcia scored with a double underhook suplex. Garcia delivered a running forearm shot to Angelico. Garcia applied a leg lock, wrenched backwards, and Angelico tapped out. The bastard Pac was backstage with strong words to Okada. Pac said that he had a perpetual headache after the attack from AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada last week. Pac said he is better than Okada, and next Sunday at AEW Dynasty, he will relish the opportunity to prove it in front of the entire world. Sorry. AEW Women's World Championship Eliminators match. Toni Storm versus AZM. Okie dokie. AZM tripped Storm with a leg whip and then drop kicked the champ. Anna Jay was at ringside to cheer on AZM. Toni Storm hip checked AZM, and AZM was knocked out of the ring. Anna Jay and Mariah May brawled at ringside, fighting to the back. AZM whipped Tony Storm into the steel ring step. AZM ran across the ring apron and kicked Tony in the face. AZM and Storm traded forearms in the ring. AZM rocked Storm with a head in the head with a spin kick. Storm was dumped on her head with a modified German suplex from AZM. The challenger followed up with a shotgun drop kick from the top rope for a near fall. Storm rallied back with a power bomb for a 2 count on AZM. AZM cradled Storm for a near fall. Storm used a release German suplex, a hip attack, and then a Storm Zero to pin AZM. Mariah May came back to the ring with a glass of champagne and celebrated with Storm. Tony Storm earned that one. That was a tough one, said Tony Schiavone. Hold on. I think I gotta Okay, Tony Schiavone interviewed Thunder Rosa on the map. On the ramp. Thunder Rosa, I'm here for a reason, and that's to remind people that I don't need help. And I'm talking directly to you, Deonna Purrazzo. I don't need your help to win the AEW Women's World Championship against Tony Storm next week at Dynasty. I am here in AEW because where the best wrestle. I have the opportunity at Dynasty, and I'm going to win the title. I would have said, I'm going to win back my title. She's never fucking lost it. I will carry more than the title. I will carry the pride of my people. If I have to break every single bone in my body to uplift and empower every single woman in that locker room who fight every day for an opportunity, I will. And Tony, you should kiss your clone goodbye because she made a mistake trying to erase my face paint, and you won't like what's underneath it. Are we going to see a Thunder Rosa without face paint on Sunday? The virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo backstage. Purrazzo, Thunder Rosa, if you don't want my help, that's fine. I'll help myself. When I stake my claim at the AEW Women's World Championship, it wasn't personal. I'm a workhorse. I'm a virtuosa. If I can't get one Tony Storm, I will get the other. So next week, Mariah May versus Deonna Purrazzo, I am going to break your heart. Tony Schiavone was given some blockbuster news from Tony Khan to relay to viewers. Next week, Dynasty live on pay-per-view, the Young Bucks will face FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, and it will be a ladder match. This shit is so fucking predictable, it's not even funny. I mean, Jesus Christ, can you please, enough of this shit, you know? To be complete, honestly. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, come on now. Collision, main event. Blackpool Combat Club, American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, and Claudio Castagnoli versus the Don Callis family, Powerhouse Hobbs, and the Ring of Honor World TV Champion Kyle Fletcher. Little known fact, Kyle Fletcher is dating Blue Sky. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. The two teams rolled around the ring. Danielson hit Fletcher with a running drop kick in the corner. Claudio held the arms of Hobbs while Danielson bludgeoned Hobbs with the kicks. Danielson whipped Fletcher into the guardrail. Claudio smashed Hobbs with forearms. Claudio scooped up Hobbs, slammed him, and then squashed him with a double stomp. Claudio dropped Hobbs across the rope, top rope and tagged out to Danielson, who dropped a knee to Hobbs from the top rope. Hobbs used his strength to nail Claudio with a vertical suplex. Fletcher tagged in, but Claudio steamrolled him with a running European uppercut. Claudio was distracted by Hobbs, who was on the outside of the ring. Fletcher seized the opportunity to drop kick Claudio. Danielson rocked Kyle with a spin kick to the side of the head. Danielson went for a plancha, but Hobbs caught him in midair. Danielson escaped a powerbomb attempt and shoved Hobbs into the steel ring post. This one is breaking down like we thought it would, said Schiavone. This is awesome. This is awesome, the fans chanted. Fletcher and Claudio brawled into the crowd. Danielson jumped off the guardrail and wiped out Fletcher. Danielson clubbed Hobbs with a roundhouse kick. Fletcher was looking for a pile driver on the floor, but Danielson backdropped his way out of it. Danielson hit an avalanche belly to back suplex on Kyle for a near fall. Danielson applied the barbell lock, but Hobbs jumped into the ring with a headbutt, breaking Danielson's grip. Claudio clocked Fletcher and Hobbs with a running European uppercut. Claudio put Hobbs in the giant swing. Claudio put Hobbs in the sharpshooter. Kyle jumped into the ring trying to free Hobbs with kicks to Claudio, but it didn't work. Finally, Claudio let go of the hold and smashed Fletcher with a pop-up European uppercut. When Claudio turned around, Hobbs was waiting for him and planted him with a spine buster for a near fall. Powerhouse Hobbs almost won it, said Schiavone. Claudio hoisted up Hobbs and drilled him with a Death Valley driver for a 2 count. Claudio and Hobbs rammed each other with lariats. Claudio knocked Hobbs off his feet with a running lariat from the outside the ring. Fletcher grabbed Claudio's ankle and tripped him up. Hobbs lunged at Claudio and planted him with a world's strongest slam. Danielson jumped off and braked up the pin attempt by Hobbs. Hobbs grabbed a steel chair, but the ref pulled it away from Hobbs. Danielson blasted Hobbs with a roundhouse kick, but Fletcher flew out of the ring with a tope suicida to Danielson. Claudio jumped off the announcer's table and delivered a hurricanrana to Fletcher. Claudio flattened Fletcher with a neutralizer and pinned Kyle Fletcher. After the match, Takesha ambushed Claudio. Fletcher grounded and pounded on Danielson. Takesha walloped Danielson with a brainbuster on the floor. Claudio called for medical staff to check on Danielson. And that was the end of Collision. We're going to go into Battle of the Belts 10. And we started off with an interview with FTW champion Hook. And Lexi Nair took the lead on that one. Shibata interrupted to tell Hook that he had his back. Hook said he appreciated, but something else in store for Shane Taylor. So we go into the first match of Battle of the Belts, which is the FTW Championship match, Hook versus Shane Taylor. Hook battered Taylor with stiff strikes outside the ring, taking it to the much bigger Shane Taylor. Taylor waffled Hook with a thunderous chop, nearly caving in Hook's chest. Taylor went to town with a liver shot. Shane Taylor headbutted Hook and taunted him. Taylor picked up Hook for a suplex and planted him across the top rope. Taylor splashed Hook with a leg drop on the ring apron. The title is in big-time jeopardy, said Daddy Magic. Taylor was decimating Hook with body shots. Hook crumbled to the mat. Ref Paul Turner checked on Hook, but there was no quit in Hook. Taylor went for a splash in the corner, but Hook sidestepped it. Hook rallied back with strikes to Taylor. Hook suplexed Taylor. Holy hell, what did we just see? Said Schiavone. Shane Taylor splashed Hook in the middle of the turnbuckle, and somehow Hook kicked out of the 3 count. Hook jumped on Taylor's back and applied the red rum. Taylor tried to fight out of it, pulling backwards with all his weight on Hook. The FTW let go for a moment, and then it replied the red rum submission. Hook won via ref stoppage, so he retained his title. Do you think he was going to lose it? I don't think so. I knew he wasn't going to lose it. AEW International Championship Eliminator match. Undisputed Kingdom Roderick Strong versus Rocky Romero. With the problem with the best friends, there's no one there out there to help Rocky, said Shivani. Rocky wrenched on Roddy's arm. Rocky and Roddy traded chops. Roderick nailed Rocky with a backbreaker for a 2 count. Rocky retaliated with a drop kick. Rocky smashed Roderick with a double stomp off the apron onto the arena floor. Rocky wiped out Tavern and Roderick with a tope suicida, followed up with a sliced bread for a near fall. Roddy hit a sick kick on Rocky. Rocky countered with a backbreaker with a Hurricane Rana and then a DDT on the champ for a near fall. Rocky stunned Roderick with a sliced bread from the top rope. Rocky tried for a high crossbody press, but Roderick countered with a knee strike, knocking out Rocky. Roddy covered Rocky and scored the pin. After the match, Kyle O'Reilly hugged his friend Roderick and then checked on Rocky. Kyle helped Rocky to his feet, but Wardlow was there waiting, nearly decapitating Rocky with a running lariat. Roderick rocked Kyle with a jumping knee strike. I don't know what's happening, said Daddy Magic. Roderick screamed at Kyle, and Kyle had made the wrong decision. These guys are longtime friends. What just happened? Asked Daddy Magic. I really miss the Undisputed Era. Oh, I wish it was back in WWE, because then, could you imagine War Games on the main roster? Hey, sis, I'm doing good. Just tired today. Oh my God. My son's coming home from school, so I got to get this done before he comes home tomorrow. And I got too much running around to do tomorrow. And with working and shit like that, it's like, kill me now. I'm hoping everything's well with you, sis. Love you, Rage. Oh, you're at work. Okay. Well, I'm technically working, but I'm doing this as well. It's the price of paying of me working from home. It's a beautiful thing. So, and I don't have to take too much time off when my son comes home. I'm gonna probably take the rest of next week off. So, who knows? Depending on how I'm feeling, depending on what he puts me through. Let me tell you something, Rage. I require at least a good 5 hours of sleep. If I have less than that at the days that he's home, I'm going to go take the rest of the next week off. He's autistic, so he doesn't sleep very well. And I'm trying to work with the doctor with that, but it is what it is. And I'm so glad you're at work. Get it, girl. Get your grind. Keep grinding. Keep kicking ass and taking names. Don't let anybody stop you. I love you. I love you, sweetheart. Keep coming. I have your back. I have your back. You need to go into my DMs. I gave you my number. You're more than welcome to give me a call, and you can even now call me on X. So if you don't want to show me your number, you can call me that. Just text me before you do that. Okay, I may be doing something, if you know what I mean. So Lexi Nair was backstage to interview the professor, Serena Deeb. Deeb, I was watching Yuka's very impressive victory last week, and I thought I'd love to tear it up with her. And tonight, the professor is here at Battle of the Belts. I have yet to receive my championship opportunity, and I'm not worried about it because since my return, I'm undefeated. And I'm checking the rankings, and I'm sitting pretty at number 3, baby. Week by week, climbing the numbers to number 1 to inevitably become champion. So, Yuka, consider last week an invitation to Deeb's dojo so you can show me how good you are. And I can show you that I'm better. Main event. Ring of Honor Women's World Championship match. Athena versus Red Velvet. Why isn't fucking Tony Khan putting maybe this match on fucking goddamn Destiny. Or maybe give her a good spotlight. Because I'm telling you, if she's not on the next pay-per-view or whatnot, because you have fucking Ring of Honor fucking champions on everything. All right, Tony? I want Athena on a pay-per-view. The next pay-per-view, you have Double or Nothing. Okay? I want to see all three fucking champions. I want to see actually four. I want to see all of them on there. If they're going to be in a tag team or whatnot, I need to see them. I need the TBS champion. I need the women's world champion, the Ring of Honor world women's world champion, and now the television champion with the women. I want all four of them. Fuck everything else. This would have been a perfect fucking opportunity to have Athena be on pay-per-view with AEW. She's better off having the fucking 24/7 championship that was in WWE. And I'm not joking. Tony Khan do better. Red Velvet drop kicked Athena and then took her back down with a arm drag. Red Velvet followed up with a leg lariat. Tony Schiavone had some breaking news. Tony Khan next week Dynasty it'll be AEW Continental Champion Roderick Strong putting his title on the line against Kyle O'Reilly. What a way to fucking goddamn not give the women's spotlight. Hey, Mercedes, why don't you doing your job that you were fucking egregiously paid for? That could have been a fucking tweet or at the end of this. They could have given him a little time to announce that match. Athena planted Red Velvet back fist on the ring apron. Athena climbed to the top turnbuckle, but Red Velvet rocked her with a kick, followed by a reverse Rana. Red Velvet spiked Athena with a DDT for a near fall. Red Velvet jumped off the turnbuckles on the outside, but Athena caught her and countered her with a massive press slam, on the arena floor. Athena cracked Red Velvet with a pump kick. Athena grabbed Red Velvet by the hair and whipped her into the LED boards. Athena smacked Red Velvet with a forearm and then rocked Red Velvet with an O-face to score the pin. After the match, Billy grabbed Red Velvet so Red could shake hands with Athena. Red Velvet had enough and fired back with a stiff shot. Red Velvet outnumbered Billy, and Athena began to pummel her. Queen Amata sprinted to the ring and headbutted Billy. Athena charged at Queen Amata, but Queen Amata countered with an air raid crash. And that was the end of Battle of the Belts. Again, this Saturday night, 10:30, I'm going live with my preview and predictions for AEW Dynasty 2024. So come and join me. Now we're going to go to... Oh, why did I do that? I'm an idiot. I need to get out of this. Let me clear this out. Nuts. Now we're going to go into WWE. And we're going to do Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. But I want to make you aware. Please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications. So when I go live, you will, and do a short or upload a post or whatever, you will all know about it. Please follow me on my social media accounts, which is X, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, and Cameo. So it's all Mel's Mat Chat, Also, I'm revamping my brand new Snapchat. I will be giving it to you here, hopefully by next week or the week after. So look for that. So SmackDown from last week. It was the Fallout show from WrestleMania. I want to give you some news of WWE. Um, all the 4 pay-per-views, which are WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series, will always be here. The rest of the year will be outside international. So we know that. They're coming close to a decision on where WrestleMania is going to be for next year. So we're looking for that. If you haven't, guys, know, but Rhea Ripley has been hurt and she's had to relinquish the title on Monday, which I was devastated. I was so devastated that it was not even funny. Um, there is going to be a lot of pay-per-views this summer, so just buckle up and just enjoy the ride. And for the people who are now complaining about Cody Rhodes being boring, I'm going to let you in on a fucking goddamn clue why they're not doing anything right now until the draft. It's a draft. They don't want to start anything. So Cody's first match is not going to be until, oh my God, his first feud is not going to be until after the draft. So he's going to be facing Jimmy Uso, and you know that, not Jimmy J Uso. So you don't have to worry about this. Stop it. Oh, because he didn't go out on fucking Monday and fucking goddamn have the title and say, let me defend this title, and fucking bleed like fucking John Moxley. He's not John Moxley. All right, John Moxley is a completely different breed right now. All right. Cody Rhodes is now have taken Roman Reigns' place as the face of the company. He is not going to. He's now afforded that luxury of defending it when it's necessary, not when you want it. All right. So if you want him to defend the title every fucking night, I don't want to see him every night. I don't want to see him in the ring. I don't want to see him every night. And it was refreshing. It's refreshing. I don't want to see him and everything, but I do want to see him. I mean, I don't want to see him wrestle all every fucking week, do a ring promo, maybe do a run in or something. I want him back on television. I want him on television all the time, but I don't want him wrestling every fucking week. He doesn't have to anymore. All right. He has nothing left to prove to you people. All right. Also, Eric Rowan has had to cancel on some of his the last appearance because some sort of new, like, because he's under some sort of new agreement. He's going back to WWE. He's going to probably be teaming up with Taylor Wyndham, which is Bo Dallas, to maybe resurrect some sort of a new version of the Wyatt family, or the Fiend, or something like that. So that is cool. I On NXT, the Final Testament made their way back, and I watched it this week because I'm very, very particular on what I watch on that. And speaking of carrying cross and Final Testament, he followed me on X. I'm godsmacked. He followed me like 2 days ago. My birthday is in like 22 more days. So I said, hey, at the time, it's 24 more days to 42. I know this is a long shot, but I would love to have you and your lovely wife, Scarlett, to follow me on here. Within seconds, I got him to following me, and I am so thrilled. Thank you, Mr. Cross, for following me, and I love you. And I have like over 20 t-shirts to prove that I am really, really, really a good supporter of you. So that is that. So anyway, I want to say thank you for that. we are heading we are heading to Backlash, but this was the fallout show for WrestleMania 40. We had a lineup with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes will appear on the show. WWE Women's Champion Bayley is set to appear on the show. Tag Team Champion, SmackDown Tag Team Champion, A-Town Down Under, fallout of WrestleMania 40, triple threat match, the prize fighter Kevin Owens versus LWO's WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio and versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. Triple threat match, another one, the megastar LA Knight versus the prize almighty Bobby Lashley versus Legado del Fantasma Santos Escobar. Now, we start off the show with a video recapping the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes win at WrestleMania 40 this past weekend. The tribal chief Roman Reigns comes to become the new WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. By the way, we actually have a name change with the championship. It's no longer the Universal Undisputed whatever champion, whatever that long ass fucking goddamn thing is. It's now the WWE Undisputed Champion, and I'm fucking thrilled about this. And hopefully, maybe we're gonna get a surprise with not one but two new belts. It'll make sense when I go do the Raw run through. I'm hoping that we get two of them, and he gets a remnants of the Wind Eagle belt, and I'm hoping that that's the case. So Corey Graves and Wade Barrett welcome us to the show as the WWE champion. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes makes his way down to the ring. Before Rhodes could begin to speak, the crowd starts "You deserve it" chant. Rhodes then asks the Detroit crowd what they want to talk about. Rhodes then says last week he was interrupted by The Rock, and The Rock was making his way down to the ring. He couldn't help think of some wise words from a wise woman that is, "Who told you it was open night, Mike, bitch?" Rhodes then says The Rock handed him something Rhodes had gifted to him when this whole thing started. Now, those wise words, now if you go back to AEW and you had Jay Cargill out and Brandy Rhodes came out, and we got gypped on that because due to the fact is that Brandy got pregnant with Liberty and we never had that match. Maybe, just maybe, we may be able to get that match that we've missed, and we can see who really is the more dominant woman in that, and we can finish it up, and we get Jade and Brandy, and Tony couldn't get it. Sorry for your goddamn luck. So Rhodes then says he believes that The Rock, then the final boss, says he was looking for him when he returns from Hollywood. Rhodes then says that The Rock doesn't have to look hard as he will be right here. Rhodes then says until then he's focused on his next challenger. Rhodes then puts over the competitors who will battle for a shot at his title at WrestleMania. Oh, sorry, I got confused. Jay's not taking on Cody Rhodes. It's Jay's taking on Damian Priest, and I'm an idiot. Sorry. Rhodes then says has a final message for them all, and that is, if you come at the king, you best not miss. Rhodes then says he was once undesirable, then became undeniable, then he became the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. The the new WWE Women's Champion Bayley and WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio was then showed walking backstage. The Bloodline, Solo Sequoia, Jimmy Uso were then showed standing in front of Cody Rhodes' new locker room because he inherited it from Reigns because he's champion. So, he gets all these perks because he's now the face of the company. He gets everything what Reigns had. That he becomes the new quote unquote king. Which I'm gonna say something about that because I was talking to a friend of mine. And this friend of mine, I said to him, I said, with the whole thing with the busting up the throne and everything like that, and then what has been transpiring between Cody Rhodes and Triple H, I think, in my opinion, I think on Monday or even at WrestleMania, I would have loved to see um, Triple H bring out a beautiful, like nice, like dipped golden sledgehammer and given it to Cody Rhodes. And it's like a symbolic, like Triple H was the king of kings. And now, because he owns the copyright and everything, he can like gift it to Cody Rhodes. And that would be one of his monikers, like the King of Kings, Cody Rhodes. Sounds really cool. So it would be like a passing of the torch, a new coronation for the next king. So I was hoping that, or that's the way I see it, and seeing that and knowing where this whole situation has come from him busting up the throne, and now Cody Rhodes is now a Paul Levesque guy, and it is great to see, and it's great to see, it's great to experience, and let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy, you know, um, Cody Rhodes and Triple H being on the same page, and it's kind of surreal where Cody Rhodes did everything to wanted to destroy Triple H. Now Triple H has given everything, and he's earned that, and I love that, and it just brought it. It's gonna to me. So as Sequoia said, he will take care of it. Paul Heyman then says Sequoia that Rhodes is the champion, and winning and losing matters here. Shocking! Oh my God! Let's let Tony Khan in on that subject. Heyman then says, by the orders of the tribal chief, the undisputed Universal Champion needs to return to the bloodline. We get a video hyping up the WWE Intercontinental Championship match taking place this coming Monday night on Raw from Montreal. I'm trying to say it in a French way, and it's not happening. Between WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn versus the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable. We start off with the first match, which is the one of two. The winner of this match will take on the winner of the second triple threat match, and the winner of that match will take on Cody Rhodes at Backlash. So this first match was the LA Knight versus Bobby Lashley versus Santos Escobar. The match starts off with all three men brawling with each other. Lashley and Knight then double team Escobar. Escobar rolls out of the ring. Knight then rolls up Lashley, but Lashley kicks out. Escobar gets on the apron. Lashley sends Escobar into the ring. Knight then pulls Lashley under the bottom rope down to the floor. Escobar then takes Lashley and Knight out with with a tope suicida out of nowhere. Escobar and Lashley fight up top. Escobar then pushes Lashley to the mat, and Knight climbs up top for a suplex. Lashley hits a powerbomb on Knight and Escobar from the top rope. Knight then hits Lashley with a crucifix bomb, but Lashley knocks out. Knight then hits a power slam on Escobar, then calls for BFT. Angel and Berto then make their way down to the ring to attack Knight. was no DQ, so everything was on the table. The Street Profits then make their way down to the ring to make the save. Electra Lopez tries to get involved, but B-Fab hits her and boots her in the face. Knight then hits a BFT on Escobar for the win. We then head to the back where LWO were interviewed. WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio says then whether it was Santos Escobar or Rich Holland, Karma was going to bite them. Caleb Braxton, not Rich Holland. Karma was going to bite them. Caleb Braxton then tells Rey Mysterio that Santos Escobar denied attacking Dragon Lee last week, but Mysterio switched topics by saying he was going to win the number one contenders triple threat qualifying match later on, and although that he was a WWE Hall of Famer, he might have one more championship run in him. So Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and WWE Hall of Famer Paul Heyman make their way to the ring. Paul Heyman starts off by introducing himself. Heyman then says, on the orders of Roman Reigns, no one offers any excuses to what happened at WrestleMania. Heyman then says they blame no one who interfered and accountability is important. Heyman then says the bloodline accepts accountability for what happened, and Cody Rhodes took his eye off the ball for 1 second while being distracted by Solo at WrestleMania 39 and allowed Reigns to retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Heyman then says Rhodes flipped the script at WrestleMania 40 and Reigns had a chair in his hand. Heyman then says Reigns could have smashed Rhodes with it, but he didn't because he waited 10 years to get revenge on Seth freaking Rollins for betraying him during their days in the Shield. Heyman then says Rhodes stayed focused and it was over like that. Heyman then says, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, but before he can finish his sentence, Solo Sikoa captures his attention. Solo asks Heyman if winning and losing matters, and Heyman nods his head. Solo then says there's consequences to losing and consequences meaning change. Then Sikoa pushes Heyman aside and stares at Jimmy Uso down. Solo then hugs Jimmy and turns his back, but a hooded figure attacks Jimmy Uso. The hooded figure then takes us off, and we have a debut of Mr. Tama Tonga. We have Tama Tonga in the mix. And a little backstory on Tama Tonga. Who made this whole thing possible? Carl Anderson. When Carl Anderson went over to New Japan because he was still the Neverweight Open champion. So Triple H gave the okay. He had 2 dates. Triple H said, yeah, finish out your dates. It's not a big deal. That should have been always the case, Mr. McMahon. From now on, the he who shall not be named, the former owner of WWE, or we'll use those two references, never would have given that option. He would have probably had to relinquish it. So I'm good on Paul Levesque for doing that. So he was over there, and obviously he was talking to Tama, and he's like, this is what I'm surmising, and said, hey, when'd you deal up? In a year. Hey, let me talk to Paul. Let me talk to Triple H. Let's see if you can, I'll get an in for you. So it was like, back and forth. And Tama said that he was going to get called to Detroit. And once you get called, even Carl said it. So once you get called and you're going to get called and hop on a plane to go to a specific town where WWE is doing Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view, or whatever the case may be, you're going to get used. So he's got used. He's now part of WWE, and it's just bizarre to see him on there, and it's a long time coming. So welcome, Tama Tonga. And he will be using his name. So Tonga then beats Jay Uso down in the center of the ring and holds him in place. Sequoia then hits Jimmy Uso with 4 Samoan spikes and stand talls with Tonga. Sequoia and Tonga then hold up the one sign. Sequoia invites Heyman to join them. Heyman does, but Sequoia grabs his phone because he was saying call Roman Reigns and stomps on it to break it. Tonga then grabs a chair from ringside and hands it to Sequoia. Sequoia then puts Jimmy's head inside of it and nails Jimmy with a hip attack. Tonga, Sequoia, and Heyman leave the ring to return to the back. And it is so fucking weird. It is so weird to see him there. But it's like it's meant to be, you know? And because he's an avid pot smoker, he literally said on tape, he said, you know, if you drop this, if you stop testing for this, you know, hey Paul, you know, let's talk some business. So since they don't do that, since they're under TKO and Endeavor wasn't uh, testing for pot, then they can't test for pot now. So we have a loosening of the situation. So for people who smoke pot are probably rejoicing and they can actually smoke it and they don't have to use painkillers. So it's a win-win. I used to never be cool with pot. Now I smoke it when I get a chance or when I have the opportunity. It's really good for the joints. Really, really good for the joints. I have psoriatic arthritis and it's the best thing. Singles match, Braun Breaker versus Cameron Grimes. To the moon. The match starts off with Breaker hitting Grimes with a couple of mat returns. Breaker then turns Grimes inside out with a clothesline using the ropes for an extra momentum. Breaker then sends Grimes into the corner. Grimes then responds with a kick and goes to fly. But Breaker catches him midair, puts him down. Breaker then follows up with a spear for the win. That was quick and easy and painless. We get a recap of Bayley winning the WWE Championship this past weekend at WrestleMania, which was last week, 2 weekends ago. We then see Bayley walking backstage, and we will hear from her next. We then see AJ Styles speak about the upcoming triple threat match that main eventing SmackDown. Styles says that Rey Mysterio and Kevin Owens were in the way of something bigger than tonight would be. A taste of what LA Knight would feel next week. So tomorrow night, he's going to be that match is going to be taking place. The new WWE Women's Champion Bayley goes out to the ring. Fans chanting, "You deserve it," to Bayley. Before she could say anything, Bayley says it feels good. Bayley then says she's going to soak it in for a bit, but she feels proud to call herself the new WWE Women's Champion. Bayley then says she has won titles before, but this time it's different. Bayley says it's not because that she had to defeat someone she used to call a friend in Io Sky or because she gets to call herself a champion in a new era, but because of the fans. Bayley then says for the past 11 years of her career, fans have been there through everything. Bayley then says even when she didn't have anything else to give, the fans never gave up on her and stood by her side. Bayley then thanks the fans and looks to announce who her first title defense will be against. I don't like this woman at all. I don't whatsoever. Tiffany Stratton's music comes on and hits Stratton, and Stratton makes her way down to the ring. Stratton says it was a little rude that she wasn't given an opportunity at WrestleMania because you didn't earn it, you asshole. You just came up for fucking NXT. What, because you're fucking a blonde fucking bimbo that you're going to fucking be handed everything? This is not Vince McMahon anymore. This is not fucking goddamn the pedophile fucking, or not the pedophile, what is it? The sexcapade fucking era, the fucking goddamn sex assault era. Sweetheart, you're gonna actually have to work. Because let me tell you something. Sweetheart. You're dating somebody from Imperium. Do yourself a favor and fucking train with him and not fuck him. All right? Because let me tell you something. You're gonna want to be in war games. War games is tough. You're gonna break a nail. In Triple H's era, the Paul Levesque era, you're gonna be fucking bruised. I cannot wait to see you take a chair. I can't wait to see you take a kendo stick. Because if you don't take those two situations, then I don't want to fucking see you with a goddamn title around your fucking plastic fucking waist. Okay? You have plenty of WrestleMania opportunities down the pike. Those women that were on there, they fucking worked their asses off. Just because that you fucking had a title reign that was massive in NXT, that doesn't equate what you do on the main roster. All right? Then Bailey was clearly building to offer up an open challenge. Stratton then says she accepts, and Bailey tells Stratton, while it's nice to meet her, she was not offering an open challenge. So she assumes something. Do you know what that means? You make an ass out of you and me. Boy, did she fucking have egg on her face. And what she was wearing, I'm sorry, it's a little too skimpy for my taste. If it was me and saw that and I was in charge of, I'd be like, next time, please do us a favor. Get. She kept fucking trying to. It was. She was clearly fixing everything. I would have, if I would have said, all right, go run the ropes and I'll get you somebody to bump around because I'm testing that fucking top. Because if you pop out, we're not paying the fucking fine. You are. So Bailey then says she had someone in mind to give a title shot, and that is Naomi. Stratton takes a shot at Naomi. Naomi then makes her way down to the ring and embraces Bailey. Stratton then says she and Bailey are in the middle of something that reminds Naomi she has already beaten her. Naomi then says Stratton tried her on the wrong night, and while Stratton has beaten her before, she has earned everything she has in WWE. Naomi says she doesn't plan on stopping, then tells Bailey she can't accept her title offer until she faces Stratton. And Naomi has earned everything. She hasn't used, oh, my husband is Jimmy Uso, or my cousin is Roman Reigns, or my this, or my that. She hasn't done that, and I commend her about that. We then see Kayla Braxton standing in front of the doctor's office as she discussed what happened between Jimmy Uso and Tama Tonga earlier in the broadcast. Paul Heyman then steps out of the room with concern on his face and was confronted by Tama Tonga, who says by the orders of the tribal chief. Who's tribal chief? Roman Reigns? The Rock? Who? Who are we talking about? Because it wasn't mentioned by The Rock, it wasn't mentioned Roman Reigns, so it's ambiguous right now. Sequoia then appears next to Tonga, and the two leave together. Heyman then wonders what all this means. Singles match: Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. The match starts off with Naomi hitting Stratton with a kick to her chest as Bailey watches from ringside. Now, Naomi follows up with a leg drop to begin to wear down Stratton's arm, but Stratton responds with shoulders to Naomi's midsection in the corner. Naomi then blasts Stratton with a knee, but Stratton sends Naomi crashing into the ropes and nails her with a hip attack. Stratton then hits Naomi with stomps, but Naomi responds with a drop kick. Stratton then hits Naomi with a shoulder to the midsection and then sends her crashing into the ring post face first. Naomi then hits Stratton with a back elbow and follows it up with a couple of running clotheslines, and a kick to the off the ropes. Naomi then hits Stratton with a drop kick in the corner. Naomi then hits Stratton with a split-legged leg drop, but Stratton responds with a double stomp and an Alabama slam. Stratton then goes for a prettiest moonsault ever, but Naomi moves out of the way. Naomi hits a Stratton with a jackknife pinfall for the win, and the right woman won. See, the thing is, Tiffany, if the he who shall not be named was still in power, let's just say you think fucking the person that he is suing him is you would have been fucking the easiest target. You would have, and now Vince is no longer in a committed relationship with Linda. You would have been the next target. You would have been the next target. Best believe that. He would have saw you. He would have fucking pinched a tent in his $10,000 fucking suit pants, and then you would have been next. Goldberg is always saying, "Who's next?" He who shall not be named would have said, "Who?" He would have fucking goddamn got a brand new fucking bed for you. And I hope you like getting pissed, shit on, or vomited, or whatever the case may be, because that's what you would have gotten. And let me tell you, sister. He would have made you the next it girl. And honestly, you can't fucking do a promo to save your fucking life. We get a video package of A-Town Down Under celebrating their win of the SmackDown Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania 40. We head to the office of SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis, who has the Street Profits and the New Catch Republic with him. Aldis says they will find a new challenger for Austin Theory and Grayson Waller next week. We then see the WWE United States Champion Logan Paul at his house cutting a promo about how successful his weekend was at WrestleMania 40, defending his title. Paul then boasted about how he had a hand at WrestleMania's success. I mean, I can't deny that. We then see a footage from earlier today, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven talking to SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis, who told them he had some opponents for them in mind. So we're going to get that match. We have Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. By the way, congratulations to Logan Paul and his fiancée. They're expecting their first child. Congratulations. Jesus Christ. Another baby boom. Fucking Triple H is going to not even have to go to outside. They're just breeding them right there. So the match starts off with Green and Belair. Belair hits Spinebuster on Green. Niven then tags in and tells Cargill to join her in the ring. Belair then looks to tag Cargill in, but Niven grabs her hair before she can. Niven then sends Belair crashing into the mat and nails her with a cannonball in the corner. Niven then looks for a Vader bomb, but Belair avoids it and Green tags in. Cargill then tags in and hits the Jaded for the win and on Green for the win. And that was that. We then see Kevin Owens backstage with Byron Saxton. Owens wonders about how cool camera shots they have been doing recently. Then he grabs Saxton's mic and starts talking about his upcoming match with WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio and the phenomenal AJ Styles. The camera then followed Kevin Owens as he makes his way down to the ring. The custom Detroit Tigers championship belt. They have teamed up with MLB as well as they are doing NFL titles. So they go for the lineup next week, and next week we have Bayley versus Naomi. We have the final triple threat match. The winner of this match will be taking on LA Knight. tomorrow night. We have Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, and Rey Mysterio. The match starts off with Styles brawling with Owens. Owens then clotheslines Styles out of the ring. Ray then looks to hit signature baseball slide on Styles, but Styles catches Ray on the apron with him and hits a Death Valley driver. Owens then sends Styles crashing over the barricade and nails him with a cannonball to squash him between himself and the barricade. Mysterio then hits Owens with a senton off the apron. Styles then hits a Pele kick on Owens. Mysterio then hits Styles with a boot and Owens to jump off the ropes. Styles then catches Mysterio and hands him over to Owens, but Mysterio counters into a Hurricane Rana on Owens and a Tornado DDT on Styles. Mysterio then trips Styles to send him into the ropes and looks for a 619. Styles then catches Mysterio and sends him crashing into the mat and then nails Owens with a facebuster. Styles then delivers a couple of right hands on Owens, then sits him on the top turnbuckle. Owens then nails Styles with a headbutt, but Mysterio joins Owens on the ropes and hits him with a suplex. Owens then hits Styles with a super kick and then follows up with a pop-up powerbomb. Styles then avoids it and hits a Pele kick on Owens, then sets up a Styles clash. Ray then jumps and lands on Owens and Styles before Owens hits a German suplex on Ray, and Ray then sends Styles crashing into the ropes and hits a 619. But Owens nails Ray with a stunner on the ropes. Owens then climbs to the top and looks for a swanton bomb on Styles, but Styles gets his knees up and climbs to the middle rope. Ray then joins Styles, but Styles takes Ray down with a Styles clash and lands on top of Owens. Styles pins Ray for the win, and Styles and LA Knight have a return match from WrestleMania 40. The winner, after the match, LA Knight makes his way down to the ring and stares Styles down as the show comes to a close. So that is it. Now we're going to go to Raw, and then I'm going to get you out of here. And then I have got to go to the grocery store after this. Kill me now. Kill me now. I just went there. Fuck shit. Goddamn Jesus Christ, motherfucker. Sorry. Family shit that I had to take care of. I'm sorry. All right, Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw's lineup was WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. Andrade versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. The Celtic Warrior, Sheamus, will make his highly anticipated return. WWE Women's World Champion will address Liv Morgan's attack on her last week. Singles match, Jey Uso versus Finn Balor. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes will make an appearance. Tag team match, Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, will make an appearance. Drew McIntyre has 5 to 6 weeks worth left of his contract. I'm hoping that this whole Wyatt family is going to come to fruition. And with the whole situation with Rhea Ripley, I think the Queen of the Ring match, the tournament, I think that would be a perfect place to crown a new champion. I mean, even I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that said it, and a lot of people have agreed with me. So the show opened up with WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest, undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and main event Jey Uso arriving to the arena earlier in the day. We are welcomed to the show by Michael Cole and Pat McAfee as Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley makes her way down to the ring, right arm in a sling, while Raw General Manager Adam Pearce is already in the ring. Once I saw Adam Pearce, I was like, oh no, not Rhea. Please, not mommy. So guess what I did? Unfortunately, I had clothes to do this week, and I took all my Rhea Ripley merch, my shirts, and I had to put them away because it's painful to feel and see, and I can't wear those shirts right now. So they're going to be out of my rotation, and I think when she comes back, I'll be able to wear them. First time she gets back, that first time, and I see her, I'm going to run and go get a shirt. I already have the one that I want, all right? I already have the one I want. So then Rhea Ripley starts off by saying the fans obviously know what's going on. Ripley then says after Liv Morgan's last attack last week, she was told that she will be on the shelf for a few months. Ripley then says she's angry and pissed off because she has been told she has to vacate the Women's World Championship. Ripley then expresses how much this title means to her and lays it down in the ring. Ripley then says everything that is happening is because of Morgan's revenge tour. Then she says she could have had the respect for Morgan if Morgan met her face to face instead of blindsiding her backstage. Ripley then puts whomever the new champion is on notice, and then says she will be coming for blood when she returns. Morgan's music then hits and she makes her way down to the ring. The officials hold Morgan back as they do. Ripley, both women exchange words before Morgan retreats to the back. Ripley then headbutts one of the security guards out of frustration. I'm hoping they will do what they do with Punk. Like every once in a while, if it's need be, like she should be on when the draft. She should be sitting in the clubhouse, sitting there, and that's it. That's it. She shouldn't be doing anything else by ringside. We then head back where Judgment Day embraces Rhea Ripley. The fans then applaud Rhea Ripley. Damian Priest says Rhea Ripley will come back and make Morgan regret what she did to Ripley. Ripley will come back more badass than ever. Rhea Ripley then thanks them and leaves. And then Dominic says, Mommy, I love you. And then she says, Ti amo. I'm verklempt at this time. Who's turning on the fucking onions? Who's turning on the horseradish, the garlic, the whole nine here? Michael Cole then announces an attendance of 15,118 fans. That's crazy. That's pay-per-view levels on this point. Cole also spoke about Ivar's appearance of NXT. The Celtic Warrior Sheamus then makes his way down to the ring, and his first match So his return match is with the Viking Raiders Ivar. I hope Eric comes back soon. I'm really excited for him to come back, because then it's another tag team that we can bolster the tag team division in WWE, either on Raw or SmackDown. Match starts off with both men trying to knock each other down with shoulder tackles, but both men are still remain on their feet. Both men exchange strikes, and Sheamus runs over Ivar with a shoulder tackle. Sheamus then goes for the 10 beats of the Bataran, but Ivar counters into a jawbreaker. Ivar then climbs to the top, but Sheamus hits him with a series of right hands and joins Ivar up there. Sheamus then hits Ivar with a white noise. Oh my god, that was fucking crazy. It's actually an air raid crash, but it is what it is. But that fucking move was in fucking insane. It was, I was like, holy shit. For Sheamus to fucking get Ivar in that predicament, it shows the stress, the sheer strength of Sheamus. It's crazy. From the middle rope, Sheamus then hits Ivar with a body slam and follows up with the 10 beats of the Bataran. Sheamus then places Ivar on his shoulders, but Ivar escapes. We hit Sheamus with a kick. Ivar follows up with a spinning back heel kick and then clubs to the top rope and then hits a splash and goes for a pin. But Sheamus kicks out. Ivar then delivers some right hands on Sheamus in the corner, but Sheamus responds with a few right hands of his own. Ivar then looks to fly off the ropes, but Sheamus takes him down mid-air. Sheamus then follows up with a bicycle kick and then bro kick for the win. And then there you go. After the match, Sheamus makes his way to the commentary desk and celebrates the win with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. I'm telling you, these two are fucking hilarious. I'm telling you, I would love to have Michael Cole once a week. Since he does Monday Night Raw, I think he should do like Thursday or Wednesday and have that day all about WWE or all professional wrestling to include everybody. Get on it, fucking ESPN. Come on. Talk to fucking Matt McAfee. We need this to happen. We then get a video package of the Intercontinental Championship main event. I love to have that title in the main event. WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H, Paul Levesque, makes his way down to the ring to address WWE Universe. This is where Triple H will and never get paid enough. I'm telling you, this guy, all his fucking might to deal with this. And I guarantee you, he doesn't drink, but he probably wanted a drink after this. So let's go. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce is already in the ring, and we see a platform with looks like new championship titles covered with a blanket. Triple H starts by saying, it's hard to believe that only 8 days ago we're in the midst of the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Triple H then says a new era has started, and Adam Pearce says a new era has begun for the tag team division as well. Triple H then addresses the separation of the Raw and SmackDown tag team champions at WrestleMania in a six-pack ladder match. Triple H then introduces Awesome Truth, R-Truth, and The Miz make their way down to the ring. R-Truth does a split in the ring, and Triple H congratulates The Miz and R-Truth on becoming the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Triple H then tells Truth that seeing him have his moment at WrestleMania was awesome, and announces that from now on they will be known as the World Tag Team Champions. Well, no shit. Tell us something we don't know, Mr. Levesque. Triple H then lifts up the sheet and then unveils the new tag team champion belts. R-Truth becomes excited and says he has never seen a trick like that, the one Triple H just did. R-Truth then says Triple H just made the titles appear out of nowhere and calls it Chris Angel stuff. R-Truth then says it's good. Says he knows a good magician when he sees one. Triple H then tells Miz to explain what happened to Truth, and Miz informs Truth that Triple H is not a magician. Truth then brings up little Jimmy, and I know I see on Triple H's fucking face, and I kid you not, he's like, "Oh no, we're not going through this again. Oh no, get me the fuck out of here before I fucking start busting out laughing." Because it, when you try to avoid laughing, you start biting your mouth, or you go, then you start covering your mouth. He was covering his mouth. R-Truth has some fucking weird shit. He got fucking Brock Lesnar to fucking laugh his ass off. So that's a feat in itself. Triple H is hiding. What else is Triple H hiding? But Miz tells Truth that it is their chance to become the new World Tag Team Champions and bring them to new heights. Miz then says that is why Pierce and Triple H. But before he can continue, Truth asks where's Triple H is. Truth then says Triple H that sees through him and thinks that he's Tommaso Ciampa. Unfucking believable. I'm like saying to myself, he is just as bad as Sami Zayn. Because let me tell you something, when he was in the bloodline, forget it. Oh my god. Can we just bring up not feeling oozy? And here we go. Miz tells Truth in French that the titles are on the table and they're new ones, and Truth finally begins to understand what's going on. Triple H then takes the old Raw Tag Team Championship belts from Truth and Miz and hands them the new title belts. Triple H then wishes Pierce luck and leaves the ring. He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Taxi. Triple H, Pierce then leaves the ring. Pierce then asks Truth why he made Triple H leave the ring, and Truth says Triple H wasn't out in the ring. Really? Pierce then gives up on trying and says a triple threat number one contenders match will determine their challengers. So that was actually next. So it flowed. See, this is a really cool concept here, people. It flows. Weird concept, right? So the contenders were the Creed Brothers, New Day, and DIY. So the match starts off with Brutus Creed, Xavier Woods, and Johnny Gargano. Woods delivers some right hands on Brutus. Gargano then pulls Woods off and does the same to Brutus. But Brutus nails Gargano with forearms. Brutus, Woods, and Gargano then take turns rolling each other before Brutus hits a double clothesline on Gargano and Woods. Julius then tags in, and the Creed brothers look to hit double suplexes on Woods and Gargano. But Ciampa and Kingston enter the ring, and all competitors began brawling with one another. DIY sends the New Day sends the New Day and the Creed brothers to the outside. DIY then looks to jump and land on the Creed brothers, but the Creed brothers catch them. The New Day then jumps and lands on everyone on the outside. Julius, Ciampa, and Kingston then exchange strikes in the middle of the ring. Julius then hits Ciampa with a jumping knee, then puts Kingston in an ankle lock. Ciampa then breaks the hold, and all six men began brawling with each other once again. All six men then take turns knocking each other down before Ciampa hits a power bomb double knees to the spine combination. And Gargano flies to land on everyone else on the outside as Awesome Truth is watching the match from the announcer's desk. Woods then tags in and hits Ciampa with a kick to the head. Woods then follows up with a tornado DDT and a clothesline, then hits a spinning forearm on Brutus. Kingston then tags in and hits Ciampa with a kick to his head, but Ciampa is sent crashing into the ring post shoulder first. Then New Day Then New Day then hits a wheelbarrow drop combination, but Julius hits a Kingston with a belly to belly suplex. Julius then does the same on Woods, and then both members of DIY then tags Brutus in. Kingston then climbs up to the top. Julius joins him up there, then hits a suplex. Woods then hits an elbow drop on off Julius off the top rope and goes for the pin, but DIY breaks up the pin attempt by hitting double super kicks on him. Gargano then hits a pinfall victory on Woods. So they will be taking on Awesome Truth. We head to the back where Jackie Redmond tries to interview Drew McIntyre after replay shown of CM Punk costing McIntyre the World Heavyweight Championship #1 contenders match from last week. McIntyre is furious and just storms off. Tag team match. Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The match starts off with Nile and Hartwell. Nile hits a dropkick and enziguri on Hartwell, then tags Dupree in. Dupree then hits crossbody on Hartwell off the top rope and then follows up with a German suplex, goes for a pin attempt. Hartwell then kicks out, and we see LeRae entering halfway into the ring, ready to break the fall. Dupree then gets distracted by LeRae, allowing Hartwell to nail her and tag in LeRae. LeRae then wears down Dupree and then tags Hartwell back in. LeRae then tags in to prevent Dupree from making a tag to Nile. Dupree then hits LeRae with a knee to her midsection, nails her with a flatliner, then looks to tag Nile in. Hartwell then captures the referee's attention and Nile tags in, but the referee doesn't see the tag and sends Nile out of the ring. Hartwell then takes advantage and hits a boot on Dupree while the referee isn't looking. Hartwell then puts LeRae on the top of Dupree so she can pin her for the win while she holds Nile's ankle to prevent her from breaking the pin attempt. So they win. Then we get a video package of the World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest looking at his journey on how he became champion from the start of the company. We head back to the Judgment Day Clubhouse where Dirty, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough were upset, but World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest reminds them that they still ran WWE. Priest then pushes Dominic to teach Andrade a lesson and tells McDonough to have his back. Finn Balor then says he should focus on getting the tag team titles back, but he has to wrestle main event Jey Uso first later on tonight. Priest then tells Balor to focus on tonight and teaches Jey the meaning of the word loss. Priest then says he will teach Jey the meaning of the word pain at Backlash. So if they want to bring the tag team titles back to Judgment Day, I think it should be Freebird rules. Have Balor and McDonough win it, but then just say Judgment Day. And that's the way it should have been. The next Balor, if he was good with what Balor says he is. Alpha Academy Chad Gable was shown training with Creed Brothers in the arena early that afternoon. Redmond then interviews Gable and asks him what it will be like to face Sami Zayn in Montreal. Gable says he made the Olympic team as a Minnesota guy in Iowa, and not one person in that building wanted him to win. But he did, and he plans on doing the same thing tonight. Gable then says he knows how to expose Zayn. We get a singles match. Andrade El Idolo versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. The match starts off with Dominic hitting a chop on Andrade. Dominic then puts Andrade in a side headlock, but Andrade responds with a shoulder tackle and climbs to the top rope. Andrade then hits Dominic with a crossbody and looks for the Three Amigos, but Dominic reverses into a Three Amigos of his own. On the third suplex attempt by Andrade, Andrade climbs to the top rope and looks to fly, but McDonough jumps up on the ring apron and gives Dominic the advantage to trip Andrade. Andrade then looks to jump from the top rope, but Dominic moves out of the way and hits a Mexican destroyer on Andrade on the barricade. It's actually a Canadian destroyer, but from who was using it, it's a Mexican destroyer. It's the same fucking move. It's actually a code red, if you want to get technical. Dominic then gets Andrade back in the ring and goes for a pin, but Andrade attacks out. McDonough jumps on the apron, but Andrade nails him with him. Andrade then hits Dominic with a message for the win, and Andrade picks up the win. After the match, McDonough blindsides Andrade and gets Dominic back up at his feet. Dominic then holds Andrade in the place as McDonough delivers some forearms on him. Ricochet then makes his way down to the ring to even up the odds. McDonough and Dominic retreat. We head to the back where Kathy Kelly is interviewing main event Jey Uso. Kelly asks Jey about Tama Tonga attacking Jimmy Uso. Jey says he told Jimmy to come with him. Jey then says he has to focus on Balor tonight, and Balor will receive a yeet down. Tag team match, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Or no, sorry. Chelsea Green versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. The match, by the way, I want to send out, get well wishes to Matt Cardona. He tore his tricep, and I think it's the same fucking arm as Cody Rhodes. Jesus Christ. You know? Yeah, and I have the same, same freaking thing. The match starts off with Carter and Niven. Chance is tagged in, and Carter and Chance double team Niven. But Niven knocks down both Carter and Chance down and tags in Green. Niven then nails Chance with a discus clothesline, and Green charges at Chance in the corner. Chance then hits Green with a boot and then tags in Carter. Carter and Chance then double team Green, but Green slaps Carter and looks to tag out to Niven. Carter then pulls Green back in the corner and nails her with a series of chops and swinging reverses. STO. Chance then looks to fly, but Niven hits her with a fall-away slam. Carter then sends Green crashing into the mat and goes for a pin, but Niven breaks the fall and hits a running low crossbody on Carter. Green rolls up Carter for the win, and they pick up the victory. We then head back where Kathy Kelly is interviewing Liv Morgan, which Kathy Kelly loves Rhea Ripley, and I think she was pissed off having to interview her. Morgan clearly confused by the reaction she was getting from the fans. Everyone in the back was mad at her as well. But when she said she isn't the bad guy, yes, she is. Morgan then wonders where was the sympathy for her when Ripley injured her shoulder. Morgan then calls it karma, and it's the finest. Morgan then says her revenge tour wasn't over, and will only end once she's Women's World Champion. Let's go back to when she was SmackDown Women's Champion, shall we? She fucking did not have a memorable run. She's not getting the title, people. And let's going back to the whole situation when everybody wanted her to be added to the Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. She's going to have her time. She's going to have her time, and she's going to have her she's not going to win the title. So for all you Liv Morgan fanatics, it's not happening whatsoever. My freaking goddamn tablet just skadooched down. Crap. So yeah, it closes on it automatically. So yeah. You guys want, and it's not happening. Liv Morgan can't fucking do press to save her fucking life. Nobody was gonna want to fucking make her the face of anything. So if you guys think that she's gonna be given that, please give me a wrestling card. It's going to be one of two people. It's going to be either Nia Jax or Becky Lynch. I would be highly shocked. My choice would be Shayna Baszler. She deserves that, even though she would be a transitional champion. I just went fucking back. Cody Rhodes heads out to the ring. WWE undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes starts off by asking Montreal, what do they want to talk about? Rhodes then asks Raw general manager Adam Pearce for letting him hang out on Raw, even though he's technically a SmackDown star. Rhodes then says WrestleMania 40 can't be reflected on forever. Discuss his next two potential challengers for his championship, which is LA Knight or AJ Styles. Rhodes then says he could talk about Seth freaking Rollins for hours, but he is going to keep it brief. Rhodes then thanks Rollins, then discusses the final boss. The Rock and says it was news to him that The Rock did 10-week program with great strength and conditioning coaching. Rhodes then says he thinks The Rock has had a lot more left than one more match left. The Rock saying that he's going to make him bleed. He will make The Rock bleed if he doesn't fight him. Rhodes then invites main event Jey Uso out of the ring and Jey makes his way down. So it's going to be a great transition to his match. So liking this whole situation. It's not like what Kevin Dunn did. You do something and then you go on to something else that has nothing to do with what just happened. It keeps the flow going with the flow. Rhodes then tells Jey Uso that he knows when one of the members of Judgment Day is present, the rest aren't far behind. Rhodes then offers to be at ringside for Jay's upcoming match against Finn Balor, and Jey tells Rhodes he appreciates that. Jey then tells Rhodes that he has to do it on his own, and Rhodes tells Jey he understands. Rhodes then hugs Jey and looks to leave, but stops and tells Jey until they yeet again. Oh, and for the people who fucking is complaining about the way Cody Rhodes is holding the title, do yourself a favor. Fucking go and get a Ouija board and complain to his father because he did the exact same thing. And fucking Ric Flair did the exact same thing. So guess what? He is following in the GOAT's footsteps. So if you have a fucking problem because you can't get your fucking mind out of your fucking asses for WWE for fucking having Roman Reigns have it on the shoulder or having it around his waist, and you can't get used to new change, then you need to go elsewhere, or you need to fucking hand me your fucking wrestling card and get the fuck out of here. That's it. And again, we're waiting for a draft. This is just something to put on in France. That's it. After the draft, we will have story-driven fucking television. It's WrestleMania hangover. Deal with it. Jesus Christ, it's not that serious. I could see if this was going into a SummerSlam, then we'd have a problem. We then head to the back where Kathy Kelly is interviewing Nia Jax. Jax says she doesn't give a damn about Rhea Ripley. Jax then says she doesn't think anyone in the division can stop her from winning the title. Jax then says she took care of Morgan and Becky Lynch the last time she saw each of them. Jax then says there's two types of people on the planet, those who fear Nia Jax and those who fear Nia Jax. Jax then says the women's world title is hers. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor makes his way out to the match, and we have the main event, which is Jey Uso versus Finn Balor. The match starts off with Balor attacking Jey Uso from behind before the bell even rings, and Balor continues his attack on Jey Uso. Jey then follows up with a few right hands and a sunset flip, but Balor hits Uso with a drop kick and an elbow drop as we see Damian Priest watching the action from the Judgment Day's clubhouse. Balor then nails Uso with a shoulder on his midsection and then hits him with a chop. Balor then nails Uso with a shoulders again and chops, but Uso climbs to the top rope. Balor then trips Uso with and drop kicks him out of the ring. Jey then hits Balor with a kick to the midsection and nails him with a Samoan drop. Balor then responds with a back elbow drop and stomps, but Jey climbs to the top rope and looks to land on Uso and land on Uso and an Uso splash. Balor avoids it and climbs to the top rope. Balor looks for a coup de grace, but Jey moves out of the way and nails Balor with a spear. Jey then follows up with a Uso splash for the win. And the winner, after the match, World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest appears and holds his championship. Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom, and JD McDonough then attacks Jey Uso. Finn Balor then joins on the beatdown, but Jey hits a super kick on Dominic and escapes through the crowd. Balor and McDonough then try to stop him, but Jey sends them crashing into one another. Through the crowd, Jey Uso runs into the WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, and I forgot. Sorry, it's been a long fucking week. Zayn was standing outside the arena and was looking up at the Bell Center. Jey asks Zayn what he was looking at. Zayn says the first show he ever saw was in this building 25 years ago, and now he's returning as champion. Zayn says he wants to enter the building the same way he did back then, right through the door. The camera then follows Zayn through the merch as he marched through the concourse. Zayn then makes his entrance through the crowd as they sing his song. It is then announced that the new WWE Women's Champion will be crowned next week. I think that's the wrong idea, but who the fuck am I supposed to know? And who am I supposed to, what am I supposed to say? After this, I have to eat dinner a little early. I haven't really eaten anything all day. Ay, I'm so hungry. Big Bronzerine then confronts Alpha Academy Chad Gable in the Gorilla before he can make his entrance for the main event, which is the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Reed warns Gable that whomever wins tonight will not be champion for long. Gable then makes his way down to the ring. So the match starts off with Gable hitting Zayn with a drop toe hold, then putting him in a side headlock. Zayn then responds with an arm drag, but Gable hits Zayn with an arm drag of his own. Zayn then hits Gable with a second arm drag and then a low bridge Gable out of the ring. Before Gable makes his way back inside, Zayn stares inside and stares Zayn down. Zayn then grabs Gable's knee on the outside and Gable climbs to the top rope. Gable then hits Zayn with a splash. Gable then returns Zayn back inside the ring, climbs to the top rope and hits Zayn with a diving headbutt. Gable then hits Zayn with a dragon screw and continues wearing down Zayn's knee. Zayn then responds with a clothesline and climbs to the middle rope. Zayn hits Gable with an elbow drop. Gable then rolls up Zayn, but Zayn kicks out. Gable then puts Zayn in an ankle lock, but Zayn manages to escape and sends Gable outside. Zayn then jumps from the top rope to land on Gable. Gable then hits a T-bone suplex on Zayn and follows it up with a few German suplexes, but Zayn responds with a few back elbows and a German suplex of his own. Gable then responds with another German suplex, but Zayn delivers two more of his own. Zayn and Gable then exchange right hands before Zayn hits an exploder on Gable and goes for a haluva kick. Gable then moves out of the way and transition into an ankle lock. Gable then climbs to the top, but Zayn counters into a power bomb. Zayn then looks to lock in a submission, but his knee gives out. Zayn goes for a haluva kick, but Gable avoids it and hits a German suplex on Zayn in the corner. Gable then climbs to the top rope and looks to fly, but Zayn looks to get his knees up. Gable then hits Zayn in a transition to another ankle lock, but Zayn counters it into a roll up. Gable then kicks out of Zayn and hits an exploder on Gable in the corner. Zayn then follows up with a haluva kick for the win, and he retains the title. After the match, Zayn helps Gable up in the corner. Gable holds up Zayn's hand and exits the ring. Zayn then exits the ring to celebrate with his family, but Gable blindsides and hits Zayn with a German suplex in front of his family. Gable then sends Zayn crashing into the ring post and sends him over to the announcer's desk. Then gets back inside the ring and puts him in an ankle lock through the middle turnbuckle. Officials then appear to separate the two men, but Gable keeps the hold and locks it in as the show comes into the close. And that is it. That is it. But you could join me to Saturday night at 10:30 after Collision for preview and predictions of AEW Dynasty 2024. Then right after the pay-per-view, I will be going live with the review. Also, I will be back here next week on Friday, same original time and everything for episode 338. So come and join me then. Also, please do me a favor and go and like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications. So when I upload a video, do a short, or go live, you will all know about it. Please follow me on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and X, also / Twitter, also TikTok and Cameo. I'm working on Snapchat. Just give me a couple more weeks. I'm very busy with my life and whatnot. Also, please go check out my Astro Classics at myastroclassics.com. Please go visit Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go check out what is it? Go check out Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com, and go check out HOG Wrestling House of Glory. They will be having their next event on May 5th, and the people who are going to be there, and it's called La Casa del Gloria. Laredo Kid, House of Glory World Heavyweight Champion. Mike Satana versus Psycho Clown. Sexy Star versus Violette. Penta El Zeno Miano versus Phoenix. May 24th, War Within. Ken Broadway challenges AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dollar in WWE, to a 3-on-3 match. Matt Riddle will be there. Saturday, May 25th, Boston and El Ilio Vikingo. Hopefully he can make it. Mustafa Ali, Mike Santana, and Alex Price. So you could go check that out and get all the information on hogwrestling.net. Now, please do me a favor. Remember, Dynasty is this weekend, so I will be covering it. And I will be covering Clash of the Backlash as well. So look for all of that. I will be back here Saturday. Then I will be back Sunday. And then regular scheduling programming on Friday at 2 p.m. I want you to go check out the rest of the content, including nights 1 and 2 of WrestleMania 40, plus so much more. I will see you on Saturday. I love you all. Have a great Thursday and enjoy the weekend. See you Saturday. Bye-bye.